Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Umbrella Fight. My name is Nathan, and today we're here to talk about one thing and one thing only, and that is video games, of course. I hope you guys are doing well. Oh, as you can see, we have a little bit of a sad situation today. At the last minute, our buddy Devin texted me and said, "Man down. I cannot make it. I cannot make it, Captain," he said. And so today we are a duo.
Yes, we are.
John, how are you, man?
Man, I'm doing good. Doing good, dude.
Great to hear it, dude. I am also
Man,
doing well, and I'm so glad to see you. I'm glad that it's only been a
same.
week since I've seen you, as opposed to the last time. That was two
It's
weeks
2
too
weeks.
long.
You know what's crazy? Like, even though we do this weekly, it feels like it's so much longer. Like, I was thinking about that today. I was like, man, it's only been like 7 days since we did the last one,
Yeah,
but it feels like that was forever ago.
it does. I agree with you there. And I think both you and I, and Devin included for sure, we do stuff, we don't just sit around and wait until the next podcast. We have lives, we have
Yeah.
interests, we have families, and it's always something going on. Am I right?
Oh, dude, yeah, man, man, over the weekend, like last podcast, it felt like a black hole. Like it felt like I snapped my fingers and it was Monday again.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then
I
like
do.
we do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. And
Yeah, there's a
and
lot of stuff
so
going on for
a
sure.
lot of stuff going on. So I see in this month, but so it definitely feels like it's almost like sometimes Thursday will like sneak up on me. I'll be like, "Hey, it's podcast day." Like
Yeah.
get serious. It's podcast day.
Yeah. Hope you've been playing games and have something to talk about.
Oh, I sure do. And you know what's a great thing we can kind of get into right now?
Oh,
And
sure.
I'm interested to hear your take on this, Nathan, because you are, and I say this with respect, like an old school kind of gamer. You've been gaming for a long
Yeah.
time.
I've
What
got
do you
35
think?
years under my belt, man.
Yeah, yeah, like that's insane to me. But like, what do you think of the Game Awards?
Okay. Hold on. Let's pump the brakes for 1 second. That is a great topic to kick off on, but I think that you know exactly what time it is. It's time
Oh, you're
for our
right. I'm
collective
sorry. I was I
crunch.
was jumping the gun there.
Yeah, that's okay. I think you were just really excited because it is a hot topic right now. We're going to go ahead and do our collective quench. If you guys are watching,
It's
you see the video
time.
right here. We have a different poem today, and I really like our regular poem, right? But we're not in sync right now. We're a little out of step because we're man
Yeah.
down. So rip Devin just for this week. So go ahead and grab your drinks, guys. Be it water, soda, or a little bit of booze to make yourself relax at the end of a night. We'll go ahead and grab our cans, our jugs, our flasks, our canteens, or steins, and we raise them up. One fighter gone, but the rest never shrink. Umbrella still stands when we're close to the brink. We carry the
Oh
battle better
yeah.
than you'd think. Raise up the glasses, and now we
We
drink.
drink.
Oh
Ah,
man, that hit the spot. And I'm not gonna lie, I had another soda. See, can you hear it? Wait.
that was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. The crack of a soda, man, it's refreshing. Like I have Pavlovian responses now to, you know. And one of my favorite things, actually, speaking of, and we'll jump right into the Game Awards after this dumb anecdote. I lived in England for a little while. I worked
What?
through. Yeah. I lived in England for about 3 months, 3 to 4 months, and I was working with a missionary organization called Book of Hope. Just spreads the gospel. And we couldn't really do that in England except through the school system. So we got to do a lot of after school clubs to give the kids something to do instead of just running around like hoodlums on the street, which actually was a real problem because, uh, in the areas that we were at, either people didn't have very large homes, so there wasn't really, much going on indoors, or they just didn't have, it was a lower income area. So they didn't have things to occupy themselves with. So
I
a lot of
see.
the kids would like hang out outside, get together in groups, cause trouble. You know how boys are. I mean, it's just young kids being young kids. So, uh, at any rate, they got to introduce me, all of the kids we hung out with, to a lot of British culture, and I really enjoyed some of the things. that I got to see over there. And one of my absolute favorites was this one kid showed me um, is this I was, into soda as you are wont to do. And he said, "Oh, you got to try this one." So he went over to the vending machine and he popped this yellow can out of it and handed it to me ice cold. And all it said on the can was PSHT exclamation point. Psht. It's just the
Wow,
best name for a soda, right? Just psht. Anyway,
that's
the
funny.
Game Awards.
Yeah, so like, and let me add some, I guess, some seasoning to that question. So like, I have no idea when the Game Awards became a thing. I don't know like how they originated, but like you've been around the gaming block for a while, so I was hoping you could shed some light on that for me.
Okay, so uh damn, this is a really loosey goosey history of the Game Awards because I couldn't care less. And here's why. So the Game Awards, so I really got to figure out a starting spot for this.
Your facial expressions here are funny.
Yeah, I'm very, very conflicted about the Game Awards and mainstream gaming in general. Because on one hand, you've got my love for video games, which, as we just mentioned, is 35 years going strong. I grew up with it. It means something to me. They're not just, fun little things to occupy time. There's been games that are like that, absolutely. In fact, the majority of the games that I play are like that. I
Yeah.
enjoy, they bring me joy. Uh but there are a lot of things going on around video games as it pertains to, say, art, voice acting, you name it. There's so many different aspects of video games, so they are special to me, right? Now, should I gatekeep them? Maybe, maybe not. I lean toward maybe not. But unfortunately, the way that games have evolved over time in terms of the collective consciousness, the suits got involved.
So I want to add one thing because I'm glad you brought that up.
Uh-huh.
So people are okay. So I am a lurker on Twitter. I'm on Twitter pretty frequently. I just lurk.
Sure. Same.
But that right there, what you just mentioned, is the number one complaint with the Game Awards as it stands today. Is that it's almost a money grab. It's turned into just a kind of an event, entertainment instead of what it's actually
Yep.
been. So it's funny because my friend actually just before the podcast started texted me a picture of Miss Piggy and Kermit. And he was like, "I can't believe I'm seeing them on the Game Awards right now."
Hold up. Are you being serious right now? Miss Piggy and Kermit on the Game Awards.
Yes. Yes, they made a cameo. The
Okay.
Muppets made a Game Awards cameo.
On one hand, man, you're really, this is some really like layered shit going on. Podcast time. Get in here. And speaking of Twitter, I'm just going to go ahead and set down an invite to Twitch real quick. So just bear with me a second. I'm
Right
usually pretty
ahead.
good about typing this URL. Actually, I've typed it so many times. There we go. Maybe Eric will join us, and maybe we can pull him
Shout
into
out
the
Eric.
video feed. That'd be fun. Shout outs to Eric Manahan. Can't wait to play Lucid, brother. Okay, so on one hand, I love the Muppets. The Muppets are actually special to me as well. If you've ever seen the most recent Muppets movie, actually, it might not be the most recent, but it's the one with Jason Segel and Amy Adams. It's phenomenal. It's so good. The songs are fun. They're short enough that they don't overstay their welcome. The Muppets, it's very tongue in cheek, very meta, because it's like the Muppets trying to bring back the Muppets TV show, and they do a telethon, and it's just super duper good. It's well written, right?
They break the fourth wall a lot, and I like when shows do that personally.
Uh, you know what? I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go back and watch it. It's been a hot minute since I watched it, but when it came out, I watched it many times. I'm pretty sure they do break the fourth wall quite a bit. In fact, there's the bad guy's name is Tex Richmond. Like, come on, that's just the best tongue in cheek bad guy name right there. And he's played by I believe he's played by the quote unquote antagonist. I don't know if you've ever seen American Beauty with Kevin Spacey and Thora Birch and
Oh, I've
um,
not.
oh well, I'm gonna recommend that movie to you this week. It's It's really good, and it's about like the hollowness of suburbia in general, and how some people
Mm.
take it way too seriously, and they just need to realize that it's just a couch.
Like
Uh,
HOAs? Oh, I see what you mean.
oh, yeah. Without making this a movie podcast, it's about Kevin Spacey waking up one day and realizing that he fucking hates his life, and then he just like stops giving a shit and doing
As
what he
one
wants to
does.
do, and it's great. It's
As
really,
one does.
as one does. One day you wake up and you realize, like, maybe I don't give a fuck what these people think. Maybe I do need to just enjoy myself.
That's
So
when you start living.
that's when you start living. Absolutely. So I would recommend you watch it. It's pretty intense in some areas, and it's very artistic. It actually won the Academy Award for Best Picture that year, which I
Wow.
believe was 1997. But anyway, the
Most
bad guy
definitely
in
though.
that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the bad guy in the Muppets. He has a very bad guy face. He's that guy that's in that thing, and once you see him, you'd be like, "Oh
What's his
yeah,
name
that
again?
dude."
Like, I wanna look him up real quick. I wanna see what he looks
Yeah.
like. You said it was Tex Richmond?
Yeah, Tex Richmond. Let me see. I bet I could find him
Oh,
real quick.
wow. Evil looking dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm talking about then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I could see him with, like, a white cat, just like
a
you know what I
100%.
mean?
Yes, absolutely. So yeah,
Yeah, they
bringing
were
it
on the
back
Game Awards.
to the Game Awards. That's cool. Okay,
Yeah, it was
it's
Kermit and
cool
Miss
that the
Piggy.
Muppets are there. I love Kermit. I love Miss Piggy. I love their shtick that they've got going all the time. The narcissism that Miss Piggy has, and the goodness of Kermit's heart. Um, but I feel like that is ultimately a hollow show for these characters, because the Game Awards to me is, and this goes kind of with like the Academy Awards and the Golden Globes and the Emmys.
Yeah, I feel
It's a
like yeah,
big
yeah, go ahead.
giant circle jerk, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like the Game Awards is kinda going that direction of some of the things you just named, like Academy Awards, like all that kinda stuff. Um,
Yeah, yeah. So I think I might be able to find Jeff Keighley's tweet on this, but let me look this up real quick. But there was a specific tweet that he posted, and it was basically, here it is. Listen to how he frames this. The 4K 60 FPS YouTube feed for the Game Awards is now live. Okay, that's cool and all, but previous to this, there was another tweet that was like, "We've spent all this money on these cameras and all this technology to bring you the absolute best picture and sound in the Game Awards." First off, gamers don't really care about your little production, man. We really don't. I can tell you, like, as many views as you're going to get, that's a fraction. It's going to be a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the actual players of video games, those who purchase and enjoy video games on a level that I feel like the Game Awards won't really ever truly understand. Like, maybe Jeff Keighley gets it, but the Game Awards, the royal we of the Game Awards, uh, just won't really quite understand it.
so I will say maybe playing devil's advocate a little bit here, but I did see this take, and I can't lie, I did agree with it.
Okay.
Um, so one of the takes I saw just like lurking on Twitter, because there aside from just the Muppets, there's also some other major celebrities that are making appearances on the Game Awards, like some comedians, um, some WWE wrestlers were on promoting because they're doing a Mortal Kombat movie, a live
Okay.
action Mortal Kombat 2. So you
Okay.
have some big names showing up. Um, so I did see a take. Well, the names, that it's going to attract attention, right? It is going to bring a larger audience to some of these games that are going to get a special shout out.
Yeah.
Um, so like for example, like I don't think Game of the Year, I think it's like the last award they give out, but like
Mhm.
on some of the other ones that I saw, like Uma Musume, Pretty Derby won Mobile Game of the Year, which I think is funny.
That's hilarious.
Like, I think that's hilarious, but, like, you have a game. So some of the front runners for Game of the Year is like Silk Song, like some of those games, like, to bring a whole audience to that, right? To even just get that visibility is good for gaming from the mainstream audience perspective.
Okay, and
Um,
therein lies the rub.
and
Okay.
and so I do agree with that more eyes on gaming is good for gaming.
Yes.
But I can see on the other side of that coin, right? I can see how, somebody like yourself, Nathan, who's been gaming for years, it's like, hey man, who cares? Go play indie games. You know what I mean? Like I also
Yeah.
I understand that attitude as well. So it's like there's a lot of different
Okay.
facets here, different faces.
I have to pump the brakes for a minute because I'm sure everybody's already heard this. So when they hear this, it won't be a big deal. But I'm just going to jump right out there and say it. They've already happened. So I know who won Game of the Year.
Oh, did it already happen?
It did. Yeah. So
Is
the
it
Game
Silk
Awards
Song?
kicked off about 4 hours ago. So it's been over for about an hour.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Uh, I cannot. I'm so actually, this is actually shifting my opinion just a little bit. Okay.
Did Silk Song win?
Silk Song fucking won
Yeah,
Game of the
I
Year.
bet they won. Yeah, I
I bet
bet
they
they
did.
freaking
Holy
won.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. The cynic in me is like, listen, you suits, you advertising whores, you don't get it. But the Game of the Year nominees themselves is actually spread across a pretty wide breadth of things. For example, okay, so I'll just list off the Game of the Year nominees. You've no doubt heard of Claire Obscura Expedition 33. Have you seen
Yes.
that game?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, so there's that. I knew that one was going to be up because everybody's talking about what a great narrative it is and all this stuff. And I actually really do want to play the game because even though I'm not a turn-based guy, it seems pretty cool. There's Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I kind of knew Hideo Kojima with the level of production that went into that game. Surely that would be on the list.
Of course.
Hades 2, that's an interesting pick. Hollow Knight Silk Song, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. As games go, first off, Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty aren't on that list at
And
all.
that was surprising to me.
Yes.
That was surprising to me. At the very least, Battlefield 6. I was surprised that Battlefield 6 wasn't included in it. To be fair, it came out in October, which I maybe that's why, because it came out so late in the year.
Maybe.
But I don't
So,
know.
yeah, my opinion for the longest time has been so cynical because there was a time in the past where there was a channel on TV, if you can remember television, and it was called G4, basically round the clock video game content. And it was like they were doing what they could to make something entertaining for quote unquote gamers. But gamers aren't really watching TV, friend. You know, they're playing their video games. That's their media, right? And the cynic in me is just like, man, it's these people that own MTV that are like, oh, video games, those are popular things. We should do the popular things.
Yeah.
So we should make the content for the gamers. And it's like having a branded Mountain Dew for gamers, quote unquote. I just find it so gross. I hate all of that shit.
Mhm.
Because at the
The
end of the
cater
day,
the
games
the
mean
categorization of,
yes,
like, the
the
gamer, like,
the
vibe or whatever
silo. Yeah.
into products.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The translation of something that is special to someone into a marketable, sellable product that isn't the game itself, right? Like branded Call of Duty Mountain Dew boxes that give you double XP after you scan it. Vomit.
You know, it's
I
funny you
hate
say
that.
that. I ordered Little Caesars last week, and they're doing a Black Ops 7, like, collab where you get, like, some, like, cosmetic or whatever for, like from, like, your receipt, and I, like, sent it to Kai, and I was like, "You're the only person I know that plays this game, here you go."
That's
It was
amazing.
funny.
Look, if it's not a Little Caesar himself skin for your
Yeah, it's
character,
like a pizza skin.
that's okay. Okay, I have to give Call of Duty some credit for leaning
Right?
so
Like
hard into the ridiculousness of it. If it's a pizza skinned gun, yo, okay, they at least get where they're at,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, they at least understand a little bit.
Yeah. So shout outs to Silk Song first off. Just want to
They
jump.
deserve it, and
They
I'm glad they won
absolutely
it.
deserve
I'm
it.
glad they won it.
Yo, there was some times during that game where the characters said very little. Like the writing is so good. You know, good writing to me is not is dense and it's not mouthy, you know. It says what it needs to say. It embodies the character that's speaking, and the words that are chosen are specifically chosen for the specific time that that line of text is uttered or thought or whatever is presented to the player. And there were some times where little things, little tiny things would happen in that game. For example, there was one character in the main in Bone Bottom. This is like the main town that you come back to. There's several, but Bone Bottom's the first one that you really encounter. And this character, this just side character died, and you stumble up upon this funeral, and they're like laying this person to rest, and you stand there and you participate in a funeral for 30 seconds. But the way they go about writing it is both funny and sad, and it really gripped me. And that is but a small piece of what makes Silksong great. That world comes alive when you play that game. But not to mention how much fun it is to play. It feels good to play, you
And
know?
you're not the only one with that take. It won freaking game of the
100%.
year.
Yeah, there you go. And man, shout
And I
outs to
think
Claire Obscure
yeah,
Expedition 33, because even the Silksong devs were like, they should win because damn, it's a good game. And I
yeah, no,
appreciate that
it
that
was.
that there's there's been such a over the years I've seen game studios shout outs to each other. Like, where else in any kind of media do you see such support from supposedly competing studios? They're not really competing, I guess. They just have products that are the same thing uh, at its core, a video game. But they still support each other like mad crazy, you know?
I mean,
I love it.
um,
But yeah,
still
I
on
I hope that that giant vomit of a diatribe here was like, yes, I like the idea that the Game Awards exists and that there is a platform to showcase great video games. There are way more video games than could ever really be shown on a show like that. But also, I am a little bit of a cynic, and I really hate the corpse trying to monetize and productize something that is special to me. So maybe I'm a bit gatekeepy.
yeah, that's okay, you know. But I will say I think it's cool. One of the things I like is how you see the new trailers on the Game Awards that like companies will like save their trailers for. So one thing that I'm kind of excited for is so there was a trailer for a new Star Wars game called Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic.
Oh,
And I'm excited for it. So it's being directed by Casey, I forget his last name, but the gentleman that made Mass Effect, the Mass Effect trilogy. And I don't know, I feel like I'm okay with that mind having a Star Wars game specifically dated to the Old Republic,
Casey
like time
Hudson.
period.
Hudson.
Hudson, there we go. I'm okay with that mind building out a Star Wars game.
Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that. I wish I could feed this trailer into the YouTube changed how it works under the hood. We also would have some cyberpunk, which we'll get into talking about some cyberpunk. I want to hear what your Night City adventures have led to, John. But
Yes.
unfortunately, YouTube changed some kind of thing that under the hood, so I can no longer embed stuff. It'll probably fix itself later on when OBS updates and whatnot. But what I am looking at is this screenshot from the trailer. Say what you will, say what we have
Good.
about graphical fidelity and it not mattering. It's still impressive. Okay, it
It's you
doesn't
still have to
matter, but it
respect
is
it. When
impressive.
it's done right, it is
A
respectable.
1000%. That it's not to say that their hard work is completely in vain, because it's still art and I
'Cause
appreciate it.
that's hard.
It doesn't change how I feel about gameplay itself, but mad respect, because this screenshot of this is this a girl or a guy?
It
Probably a
is a girl.
girl.
It is a
Okay,
girl.
so this screenshot of her eyes with the blue and the red, like, this shot says a lot with her sweat and stuff, because on one side you got the red, on the other side you got a blue. I
Yes.
assume there's like a war inside of her, light
Yeah,
side, dark
more than
side.
likely, and I don't know why, but I'm a sucker for that kinda stuff, like the
Oh,
internal
absolutely.
conflict, and, like, I wanna read, like, I wanna read the just a little synopsis from IGN on it.
Go for it.
Um, Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic is led by Casey Hudson, former director of the much-loved Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. I didn't know he did that. And
KOTOR. Everybody loves KOTOR.
and the Mass Effect trilogy. The development studio is Edmonton, Alberta-based Argonaut Studios. It's described as a narrative-driven single-player RPG and a spiritual successor to Knights of the Old Republic. Lucasfilm
Ooh,
insisted Fate of the Old Republic is not a direct sequel or continuation of KOTOR and will
hmm,
introduce new characters for an all-new story.
nice. That's exciting.
I think that's the best way to do it when you have such a legendary prequel. Well, I'm not going to say prequel, but a legendary precursor game, I guess, in Knights
Yeah.
of the Old Republic.
Hmm.
I think you just got to make something new.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I get really tired of like, oh, the best example is Assassin's Creed. Like, come the
Oh yeah,
fuck
yeah.
on. Can you
Yeah.
please just wrap this story up? We're already all
So
lost. Okay.
I do have a buddy that he does claim Hollow Attorney. He does claim that Black Flag is really good.
No, I hear a lot. So individually, those games, some of them are great. Like Black Flag, there's one called Origins, which is set in
Yes.
Egypt. The main character, Bayek. I've heard great things about at least those two entries. Some people love two, some people love three. There are pockets of greatness, but it's such a long-winded thing. I'm never going to play all of them. Maybe I'll play Black Flag one day
Yeah,
if
I
it
think
gets,
that's the one I would play. If I see it on a good sale or something, I might pick it up.
yeah, 100%. And apparently they're supposed to be remaking that one as well,
Yes.
which
Yes.
it's making some Black Flag fans a little nervous because they don't want useless fluff injected into their already existing fun game. They like it as is. But I'm going to go ahead and give everybody the benefit of the doubt because the last couple remakes that I've played, specifically Silent Hill 2, you guys heard me gush about it. That remake's fucking awesome. It's so good. So there is room to take a great piece of media like Silent Hill 2 with a history and a fan base that is just it is a beloved game and make it great without fucking it up. So let's just wait and see, right?
Yeah. Can I complain about something real quick?
100%. That's I
Remastering,
love that.
dude, okay, I get pissed off when like games that like I don't know. So to be fair, this is a 10 plus year old game. I don't know why I thought Black Flag came out like in 20 like 18 or something. But like
Mhm.
I get really annoyed when these games that like haven't been out for like 5 years get a remaster.
Yeah, 5 years
Dude,
is too short a timeline.
dude, like
Last of Us.
this is a little random. Yeah. Like Last of Us is one, right? But also Spider-Man, like the first Spider-Man game that Sony came out that came out on PlayStation, came out in like
Mhm.
2020, one of the 2020s. It has a remaster. Excuse me?
Why?
Are you serious? Like what? Like I don't know. Personally, I feel like games like Fallout New Vegas, games like deserve. And when I say remaster, to me, what a remaster of a great game should be pure graphics, right? Maybe some quality of life stuff, but like
Yep.
at the end of the day, right? If the game is beloved already, you're gonna just shoot yourself in the foot if you try to change anything.
Let me hit you back with the opposite opinion. No, a tangential, not parallel. What is it? Perpendicular. There it is.
Perpendicular.
My geometry training from 8th grade kicks in. This is a perpendicular opinion. So I'm halfway there with you. I do want, especially a game that feels already good to play. I want you to at least maintain that level of goodness, which I know is such a nebulous term, right? Good means different things to different people.
Yeah.
But if you look at Silent Hill 2, which arguably doesn't play great to begin with, the original, it plays fine. It's serviceable. It's got tank
That's by
controls
design, no?
a little bit. Yeah, maybe, but maybe it was of the time. Taking something like that and really dropping it into a 2025 sensibility, with a over the shoulder camera with some modern trappings, there's room for it to be done correctly. So I'm with you in that it needs to be handled with extreme care, because something like a New Vegas, damn dude, that is, I feel like that fan base is rabid about
Oh,
that game.
dude, they are, but like
You
I
can't
guarantee
fuck up a New
you.
Vegas
All right,
remaster / remake. You would really have to do it right.
I would put significant money down that at least 90% of the players that are still playing New Vegas faithfully have some sort of quality of life mod or graphical mod installed as they're playing that game.
It's the only way to play it, my friend.
Yes,
Otherwise,
that's what I'm
it's broken.
saying.
It's broken as
Like,
fuck.
for a game like that, people are still playing it, right?
Yep.
People just want ray tracing on it. You know what I
I played
mean?
it last
Like,
year. I,
yeah, like I've played
I
it within a year too. Like
yeah.
I've played it. Like, and guess what? I would love if that game had ray trace. I would love if that game you could play it in 4K. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah. I have a hot take on the Fallout series, as a matter of fact. I think Fallout 4 is excellent. And I'm
I think
really,
so too.
really fatigued by the Fallout community shitting on it, because
Yeah,
it's fun.
so I have to be honest, I've had that opinion for a long time that to me Fallout 4 is peak Fallout
I agree. Oh,
because
good.
like
We're on
no,
the same
okay.
page?
Yeah, we know
Really?
we are, but like
Yes.
I
I
always
fucking love Fallout 4.
I would never bring that up because like people, man, there are some people that will die about Fallout 3.
Yeah, you'll get scorched for sure. Okay, Fallout 3 is awesome, but man, I have some negative criticisms about that game. And this coming from somebody I probably put between the various platforms, my PlayStation 3, I think I got it on. I probably put 600 hours into it on there because it was like blowing my mind. It was 2008. I had never played a Bethesda game. It was literally my first Bethesda game ever was Fallout 3. And I couldn't get enough. It was amazing. And then I played it on the PC, and then I played it on PS4 again just because I could. So maybe close to 1,000 hours I've played Fallout 3. But
Wow.
I have some significant criticisms about the way that game is handled. That aside, the storylines in Fallout 3 are awesome. They're so good. And same goes for New Vegas. I really like the storylines in New Vegas. I think what people miss in between New Vegas and 4 is this level of role playing that kind of gets muddied a little bit. And personally, I'm okay with it. New Vegas exists the way it does, and it is what it is. You can't constantly compare entries in a series to one another simply because you like the way one handles it and the other one handles it differently. I'm of the opinion that if you have a game, even between series, it doesn't matter. You should take that game at its word, where it is. Meet it on its terms, and you'll
Yes.
have a much better time than sitting there and going like, well, New Vegas did this. Well, Fallout 3 had it this way. Well, I remember this storyline was better. Like, okay, that's fine. That
Yeah,
storyline
you gotta
doesn't
give. You gotta give a little bit.
yeah,
You gotta
calm
give.
down. Like, just calm down. Everything will be fine. Even though Amazon Prime took over and is now corporatizing Fallout, I guess.
Fallout.
I don't know. I also have a hot take about the show. I think
Have
the
you
show,
watched it?
I absolutely have watched it. It's fucking
Okay.
awesome. It's
Oh,
so good.
out of curiosity, have you seen the Last of Us show?
No, I couldn't care less.
Okay, so I just
So,
wanted to ask, like, not to go back to Game Awards, but Last of
no,
Us,
absolutely. It's fine.
they won the best TV adaptation for the
Okay,
year.
sure. Great. I love that.
But I want to
Good for
say it
them.
was like Fallout. Fallout was one of the other names. I can't remember some of the other nominations, but
So, that feeling you get when you're playing Fallout 3 in New Vegas and you're like, "Man, that's jank." There are some moments in that show where I was like, "Oh, that looks kind of janky." Like there's a scene, I remember this one specific shot of it's like 5 Brotherhood of Steel guys walking toward the camera all tough, and the armor just looks plastic. It's
Mm.
fine. I don't care. Really. At the end of the day, I just want to see the cool story and root for Lucy. And honestly, I'm rooting for the ghoul because Walton Goggins is the man, right? He fucking embodies that character. Have you seen the Fallout show?
No, I haven't. I have not.
Oh man. Okay. Well,
I've heard
I
I've
won't
heard
spoil
good
any of it
I've
then.
heard good things. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
You should
Um,
absolutely watch it
so
as a fan of the show or as a fan of the games. You should watch it.
this is kind of a great pivot into Cyberpunk
Okay, sure.
because I have a complaint about the gaming community's eyes on Cyberpunk. So like I don't think people appreciate the out of game content that Cyberpunk has, not just the tabletop, right? And by the way, I don't know if you've seen any interviews of Mike Pondsmith, the creator of Cyberpunk.
Mm-mm.
Hilarious guy, very interesting dude.
Okay.
But bro, like the anime Cyberpunk Edge Runners is 10 episodes. It is 10 20-minute episodes. I think it might actually be 8. But it is 8 or 10 20-minute episodes, and by the end of it I was sobbing. I hadn't
Oh,
I hadn't like had an emotional reaction to a piece of media like that in a long time prior to like having watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
wow.
And like the fact that all of that coming from Night City, the same city that you can just play in whenever you want,
Yep.
right, is amazing. And then on top of that, season 2 was announced, and it's going to be a whole new story, separate of season 1, which I'm more than fine with because there are millions of people in Night City, huge, huge city.
You can do
Um,
what you need with it, really.
yes, yes, like the population, there's around 7 million people in Night City at the time of the game. So it's like you can do there's so many stories. But like
You
to
know,
go like from that, right, from a show and anime, right? And then you have an actual comic that you make about a completely different facet of the game that maybe somebody who watched the game and watched the show, you've never seen this facet of the many layers of Night City. You see
yeah.
this other story, right, happen that also at the end just leaves you like, whoa, this was crazy. And this is just outside of the game. This is just the stuff that they've put out since the game came out of just media. And I feel like they don't get enough recognition for that.
I think you're right. I think very unfortunately, The Witcher overshadows Cyberpunk
That
on a
pisses me off.
I know. We have so many like fantasy setting things. Like, don't get me wrong, The Witcher is cool, right? What a Witcher is, how magic is handled, the awesome side quests in The Witcher 3. Like it's a great game. It really is. But for my money, and I'm sure your money, Cyberpunk is way cooler.
Dude, not
And
even close, bro.
it's not even close in my opinion. I agree. And because of it's kind of like it's exactly what you're saying. The density of Night City leaves you with the ability to tell a story like in Cyberpunk 2077 where the stakes are fucking up here. Okay? Everything is on the line. You can
Yes.
also tell a personal story of somebody in Night City that comparatively speaking to the 2077 timeline, they don't really matter at all. They're
Yes.
just
Yes.
in the city. So you can use these elements. It's like a good tabletop role playing game, which is, duh. It is
I
a tabletop
wonder.
role playing
Yeah,
game. Yeah,
yeah.
gee, I
And
wonder.
but
You can
in
tell your own
dude,
story
and
in
but one
that
thing that is
framework.
it's so impressive to me is that this is a game like this cyberpunk, this world, right? It was created by one man named Mike Pondsmith in like 96, right? And he like I need to send you a link to him talking about like what inspired him to make Cyberpunk 2077
Yeah.
because it's interesting the he talks about how when he was a kid during that time period when he was started first thinking, because he talks about how before he had ever put anything in writing or any motion. He had always had this idea of like this world. And he talks about how the things in real life, right? Like he was a kid when the Cold War stuff was happening.
Yeah.
Like he's 71. So like he was a child when the Cold War, so he was a bit younger when the Cold War stuff was happening. Like he saw this rise of corporations in America, and like he had this vision of what that could be. So much so that he makes Cyberpunk this world where the corporations all got their way. Literally, to the point
Mm.
where you have in Cyberpunk, right, some of the main catalysts for the big changes in this world, right, are these things called corp wars, where it becomes a business strategy to actually wipe out your competition with violence. So
Jeez.
you have these literal just business corporations. Like imagine if Amazon and Microsoft went to literal war and we the people are just caught in the middle of it.
Mm. Mm.
So like you have this setup, right? And then not only that, you have all of the different facets. Like look at Johnny Silverhand over there. You know, like you have all the different facets of what that would look like.
Yeah, let me back that up a hair. I love Johnny Silverhand.
Look at him. And so it's funny, right, with Johnny Silverhand comes into play. So in Cyberpunk lore, Johnny Silverhand is kind of like the Robin, and I say the Robin to a Batman, right? There's a Batman figure in Cyberpunk, while Johnny and this character's name is Morgan Blackhand. They don't, to my understanding, I don't believe they've interacted in Cyberpunk timeline, but Morgan Blackhand is like Johnny Silverhand times 5. And
Oh, okay. So he
yes,
really hates the
he
corpos.
really like his Morgan Blackhand story is like he went from like working with the corpse to like seeing, like he has a whole kind of overarching like character arc from everything I've seen, but he's a mystery character. Like we don't know how he looks like. He's never been on screen. Even in the game, you just hear rumblings of this Morgan Blackhand.
Mm.
And so it's like you have this rich lore that like came from one dude, and now you have this fat game, right, that has DLC, right? The developers are like, yeah, we're not done with this game. We're going to pop out updates. Like, yeah, we started pre-production on the second game, but we're not done. Please keep playing this game. Right. What I'm doing right now, if you look in the bottom left, you see that auto drive with the little timer and the little distance. That wasn't in the game. They added that recently. They
Yeah.
added this in July, where you can literally auto drive. Right now, I'm chilling. I'm just cruising, looking around. I get to literally take in the city as I'm going from
Look
quest.
at the
And look
level
at
of
that.
detail. Oh my
Look at
God.
that. And this is on my PlayStation where it just looks great. It looks
Yeah.
beautiful.
And
I have
this
a
footage,
dude.
isn't even doing it justice because
No, not at all.
it's
Not
uploaded
at
to
all.
YouTube. Like you downloaded and sent me the raw video from the YouTube, and that was only 500 megs.
Yes.
Okay, that first off, this is impressive given its size as a file, like on a technical level. But then on top of
Yes.
that, this game on a technical level is wild.
It's nuts. And like the footage from my PlayStation that was being uploaded to YouTube, because I only captured about 40 minutes of gameplay. It was 8 gigs. So from
Oh,
it going from my PlayStation to YouTube and then me downloading it from YouTube onto my computer, it compressed it a crap ton.
oh yeah, like 16x.
Look at this statue right here.
Oh
Look
my
at that.
gosh, this is
Like
beautiful, dude.
like you're just in this world and you get to decide what you want to do. You're V.
Mm.
And at this point in the game, so I am very weird when it comes to this game in that as far as the main story, I've maybe done 10% of the main story on this playthrough.
You just like being in this world.
Yes, and I'm already almost max level. Like like I'm literally and if so, this is cool here. Like that little
Oh,
text message I got.
sorry about that. I jumped
No,
around because it
that's
paused a
okay.
second there.
But Nathan, you have to check your phone because you get text messages, and in that particular message, there's a lot of romancing you can do in this game. So I had kind of just started romancing this particular character, and this character's friends messaged me saying like, "Hey, I'm glad things are going well for you in this character, but if you mess up, we will kill you and hang you by the balls." That's literally
Whoa.
what that message said.
Oh my God, that's
And
awesome.
it's funny. And like right here, I'm like sneaking around, and like I said, I am very, very broken. Like it's not even fair what I'm doing to these guys. And I'm playing
Yeah.
on the hardest difficulty, but I'm just so high level. It's not even fair. Like I should be doing this mission at like sub level 10. I'm like level 46 or something, and max level is level 50.
So I want to say something about that. I have a lot of fun playing through a game for the first time. In fact, I'm cutting together I had some video issues, but I'm going to be dropping these probably one a day next week my first playthrough of Verho Curse of Faces. They have since been dropping some updates on it, so I'll probably do another run through of it. And I actually want to talk about Verho, and I got access to the developer messaged me on Discord and was like, "Hey man, I think you'd be a good fit for the test build. Do you want to test it out?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" So I can't really show anything or talk about it. I'm not really under an NDA or anything, but he did ask me not to reveal any stuff, so I'm gonna glaze over that. But what I want to talk about here is that I fucking love, after I've done the game once or twice in the correct way, so to speak, breaking the shit out of a game,
Yes.
but still staying within the confines of the rule set. Does that make sense?
I know
Like,
exactly what you're saying because
I
that's what
don't
I'm
need the
doing right
console.
now.
Yeah, exactly. You and I are of the same mindset. Like, I don't need the console to spawn in 1,000 of the best gems to upgrade my character to level 1,000,000,000. I just need to know how this system works so that I can exploit the shit out of it.
Yes.
And
And
I love that.
dude, and what I love about Cyberpunk is, again, I'm playing this on my PlayStation. This is no mods. This is a vanilla game, right?
Yep.
Like the way the game is set up, right? The reason that I'm already max level is because once you finish the prologue of the game, the entire map is available to you. So you can do, right, not just all of the side missions if you want, but you can also do gigs. You can also do these things called NCPD scanner hustles, because the way it's set up is you're this mercenary in Night City. How does a mercenary make money? By doing gigs. By he
Yep.
gets calls, "Hey, I need you to go steal this thing. I need you to go upload this malware on this computer. I need you to go kill this person. I need you to kidnap this person." Like you're doing all of these odd jobs and all these different things, not only to make money, but to level up your character. So like
Yeah.
I'm loaded, got the nicest apartment in the city, but I put in the work. You know what I mean? Like I had to do all those gigs. I had
How
to do
many
all of that.
hours would you say for this playthrough, now that you're level 46, about how long does it take you to get to this point
So
in the game?
and again, I've been taking my
Because
time
you know
because
what you're doing.
yeah, I know what I'm doing, and I've been playing very slow as well. But currently on my PlayStation, I have like sub 50 hours. I have maybe like 40-ish hours.
That's not
Um,
bad.
that's not bad. But again, like I said, I've been taking my time. Like if you really commit, right, you can get really high level in like half a day. If you just all I'm gonna do is just grind out the hustles and grind out the gigs. Like you can make so much money, get so much gear. So it's like in not a long time. Like you spend a day doing it, you'll be so just broken. And what I love is like the game evolves with you. So it's like the people themselves, right? Like at this level I am now. So there's the leveling, there's also street cred. When you get max street cred, which is also level 50, but street cred scales a little bit differently since it doesn't have any effect on specs or anything like that. It's more so how known you are in the city.
Okay.
So once you reach 50, like you'll be
Oh, you missed
randomly
that
just
shot.
Yeah, no, that one was bad. And then Judy, the girl who's with me here, like hacked him, so he just like went to sleep.
Nice.
Um, but here I'm like connecting to computers, turning off cameras. I'm kind of trying to be stealthy a little bit, but not really. Um, but when you get max street cred, Nathan, people know you. So like people literally like if you're walking by or whatever, hey, that's V. Like be careful, don't look him in the eye. You know what I mean? Like you're like they're scared of you. And
That's
even like
crazy.
the different gangs, right, in Night City, you'll be chilling
Look at
and
your
they put
ammo
a
counts. 999, 200,
yes,
999, 999.
like I just have so much stuff.
That's bananas.
Dude, and
I
like
love
they'll
that
come after you.
the world reacts to you
Yes,
in a
dude,
living,
yes.
breathing way.
And particular gangs, right? Like there's different gangs in the city. Um, depending on like how mean you are to them, depending on like how many of them you've murdered, they'll actually send out squads to try and kill you. They'll send out
Oh,
hit squads on you.
yeah. Yeah. I did. You mentioned that at some point, and you know what it made me think of
Mm.
was the karma levels that you have within Fallout 3. If you have too much karma, then those raiders will come after you, those high level raiders. Or if you have
Yes.
really bad karma, then the regulators will show up with their coats, and just randomly you're like, hey, we've been ordered to take you out. You're a little too one
No,
way or the
dude.
other.
Literally, like, so everything is like by shards. Shards is like how you read. In the cyberpunk lore, because there's like the technology is all specked out by like you can just read about it, which is so cool. But like
Yeah.
shards, you insert them here. You have like slots in like your neck right here, and you can insert a slot and like you'll just read it, like you'll just obtain the data. And like so like a lot of the way you gain information is you'll take shards so you know, oh, that's what why this person was here kind of thing. So when you kill
Mm.
these gang members that come after you and you slot in their shard, it'll be like, go after V and kill him. He's killed too many of our brothers. He can't keep getting away with it. You know, it's like these different things. Like they want you to die, you know, and but it's funny because like you only get that when you reach those high street cred levels because it's like you literally have that street cred where you walk
Yeah.
to places and people know who you are. So
Mm.
like it's cool because the game is almost like it reacts to you, you know, and that's really cool. Like I love this game. I really
Yeah.
love this freaking game, dude.
I love
And
that
like,
I love how passionate you are about this game. I love letting you just go off on how great it is.
I mean, it's just incredible. Like, I can't believe I'm grateful, right? That as horrible as the launch was, like they didn't give up because you know there's certain games and developers out there. I'm looking at you, EA, that when their games don't do well at launch, they pull
Shots
the
fired.
plug. Yeah,
Mm.
Anthem.
Shots
Yeah, heard
fired.
of it. Anyway,
Yeah, what is Anthem?
yeah, what
Anthem
is
is the
that?
most okay, the word for Anthem is squandered.
Squandered, yes, because everything needed to make a beautiful and amazing. Everything needed to have killed Destiny right then and there was there,
It was on the
and they
table.
ruined it. They ruined it, and then they gave up on it. But guess
Mm,
what? CD Projekt Red didn't give up. In fact, they're still putting out content. Now,
that's so crazy.
my only complaint about Cyberpunk, the only thing that I have this is the only charge I have against Cyberpunk and CD Projekt Red is that when you beat this game, okay, when this game was first announced in the Game Informer that I read when I was a small child, there was going to be multiplayer in this
Mm.
game.
So there's no multiplayer at all to speak of.
No, but
Mm.
when you beat the game and you read and you're going through the credit scenes, guess what team is credited on the credits?
The multiplayer
The
sector.
multiplayer team. And Nathan, let me tell you, it is a fat team that worked on the multiplayer for this game. And if they got credit, that means that somewhere out there is a version of this game in some pre-alpha tucked away on some server somewhere where multiplayer is a thing.
Mm.
And I so supposedly for Cyberpunk 2, that is something that will be in the game, supposedly.
So, okay, two things about that. One, I want to hold out hope that you will get maybe a multiplayer update on this where maybe even CD Projekt Red is like, look, this is broken as shit, but we wanted
Yeah.
you to have it. And then on top of that, the other point is they spent time and effort with this large team. Hey, Keanu, what's up?
It's
Uh,
really Keanu.
I love Keanu Reeves so much. Actually, real quick pause. I was listening to something. I can't remember what it was, but I think it was like a beloved movie, uh, a beloved celebrity that nobody can say anything bad about. And I think the first thing that comes up is Keanu every time. Like, no, I've never heard a negative criticism about Keanu. But I digress. The other thing here is that they did spend time and effort and money on a multiplayer section of this game or function in this game, and ultimately said, you know what, this isn't good enough for
Yeah.
our game, and we want it to be quality. So let's do the horrible
Not
thing
putting it
and
in.
not put it in. And
Yeah.
I mad respect, because any other studio would have been like, we spent time and effort and resources, and the suits on the board would have been like, you can't just spend all this money and then not do anything with it. Figure it out.
Yeah. It's I just it, in a world like Cyberpunk, I mean, the multiplayer would have been incredible. Personally, I feel like.
Absolutely.
I
I
mean,
think so too.
and on me, I know that the way that I love this game, I'd be stacked on multiplayer. If there was a multiplayer, oh my gosh.
Oh man, you and
I
I would run
man,
through this game for the first time with you as my
dude, like if
buddy,
you could do
my gang
co-op,
member. Wouldn't that be
like
great?
and yeah, and so what's interesting though is that like if I'm remembering right, like from before 2077 launched, like there was gonna be like I don't remember if it was gonna be like a co-op multiplayer thing or if it was gonna be more like GTA Online.
Mm.
Um, but like even then, right? Like a GTA Online version of Cyberpunk, like a Cyberpunk Online or whatever. Whoa,
Like
whoa!
joining a server and doing a night city, like,
Night City stuff.
yeah, scrap the primary storyline, or don't, maybe add one for the multiplayer, but having, let's say, 25 people on the night city server
Imagine.
doing their thing and either competing or not. You certainly would have
I
PvP only servers, but you would also probably have like, hey, we're all respecting each other here. I mean, there's so many different ways you could do this.
I know, and that's why, man. Like I'm interested in the second game if that's going to be a part of it. I really hope it is
Yeah.
because I'm assuming, right, if following the course of this game so far, if there is a multiplayer and team and they're still around at Seed Project Red, they are working. You know, I would
Yep.
imagine they're not just sitting around.
I hope not.
I would hope not. Correct. Um, but yeah, that was a lot of cyberpunk stuff. But
Yep.
yes, great game. I can't wait for the second one. Thank you, Mike Pondsmith.
Shout outs to Mike Pondsmith. Yeah, this is going to be it's going to be really good, this second one. I have no doubts in my mind that it's going to be an excellent outing for sure. Um so real quick, I'll try to bridge these two topics because I did want to mention something in particular, and that is New Game Plus. Does Cyberpunk have, I know you can, like, there's a point of no return and you can reload up to that point, right?
So the way they do it, the way they do the point of no return is after you finish it, right? Your character is actually placed. You get placed right back out onto the street, and
Yeah.
you're still in your same character. If there was any side missions or anything that you didn't finish, you can go back and do them, and then go back to the point of no return and now replay it and get a different ending. So
Okay.
you can still, there's no Journey 2 like in the way that you would want it in,
Mhm.
but with the same even if you didn't get the ending you wanted, that doesn't mean you have to make a whole new character.
Yeah,
That means
that's
that
good.
you need to go back into the world. Oh man, I needed to do this quest to unlock this cutscene that led me here. You can just do that quest and then just replay it, replay the point of no return, and now you get the ending you want.
I like that. I feel like this game wouldn't do well with an actual new game plus a new Journey 2 because there is a level of there's a balance here between gameplay and storyline wherein I guess compare it to Dark Souls, which I'm about to get into the topic of New Game Plus in general because I have some things to say. And if you compare like a Dark Souls, where the primary aspect of this is how the game feels and plays, and not necessarily all of the detail and the storylines and the interactivity of the city itself, it makes sense to have a Journey 2 where the stakes are raised on an action level.
Yeah.
But when you're doing that for Night City, I mean, how much harder do you need it to be? Not really. You don't need it to, it doesn't need to be hard. It doesn't even need to be easy. It can be so any
Yeah.
difficulty. Everybody who plays that game can set the difficulty and still derive the same amount of fun out of it
Correct.
that they need to. Whereas for a like a Souls like, the hardness, the difficulty of it is kind of the draw on a new game plus, right? Raising the stakes up, but still having all of your sick ass weapons on the opening boss and things like that. So anyway, what I wanted to get at was that I the developer of Verho messaged me and was like, "Hey, you need this test build," and I don't want
That's
to get
so cool, by the way,
I
that he did
it
that.
felt really cool that like it
Like,
wasn't
that's
a
awesome.
mention in the Discord. He directly messaged me, which I thought was really nice. Like, sure, super tiny developer, one guy out of Poland, and uh, you know, I'm not poo-pooing it at all. It's just like, damn, okay, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll play your test build. What kind of? I was like, what kind of feedback do you want? What can I do? The moment he gave it to me, I unlocked it immediately, and the thing that was available to me was New Game Plus, which is
Mhm.
exactly what I wanted out of that game because I'd already ran through it twice, but maybe three times. But I wanted to keep all of my weapons and do something. And let me tell you, I want to try and be cautious about this because anybody who does happen to pick up Verho Curse of Faces, know that a New Game Plus is coming and know that it is done correctly.
Mm.
Um, so there's a I'm actually about to shit on Dark Souls a bit. Believe it or not. There is a wrong way and a right way to do New Game Plus. And the wrong way is how Dark Souls actually does it. Um, Dark Souls basically just takes all the numbers and turns them up. That's it. Dark Souls, hold on, back up. Dark Souls 3 does this in particular, which is my favorite Dark Souls series in the series. Another hot take. I know people get mad about that one. But Dark Souls 3 is hard and there's no difficulty sliders outside of getting into a New Game Plus, a Journey 2, Journey 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up to 7 is how difficult it will get. And let me tell you, when you're on the 7th iteration of that world, every fight is a razor's
And
edge to walk. It is
do, like, no damage.
really, really hard. Like there's some bosses that'll just fucking one shot you if you're not prepared at all. Um, Hey, we got some folks in there. Kylie Dunham says hi, John. So I don't know if you you know Kylie there. And then Anthony Maldonado, Goated Podcast. I love Dark Souls 3. Thanks, Anthony. I sure do appreciate that,
Awesome.
man. Hell yeah. Welcome, guys. We're so glad to have you. The the thing about Dark Souls 3 that I don't like about the New Game Plus is that it's just that. Whereas you have something like the redheaded stepchild of that series, Dark Souls 2, which does something really unique with New Game Plus. So you can do a standard run of Dark Souls 2 and go into New Game Plus, and all of the areas that you can warp to on the screen will show you, you have like your little picture that you can select. Yeah, I want to go to this bonfire or whatever. They have a number next to them afterward, which will show you like, okay, this area is level 2 now. You're on New Game 2. And they introduced an item called the bonfire ascetic. The bonfire ascetic takes that area surrounding that bonfire and raises it up another notch. So you can have a game where one area is on New Game +7 and the rest of the game is on New Game +2. You
Whoa.
just pop it and it resets all of the enemies, resets all of the bosses, and you can just play that area in a raised stakes fashion. On top of that, when you bring in New Game Plus, it adds more enemies, rearranges some enemies, and some of the bosses become more finicky and harder to deal with on a move set level. So I guess what I'm getting at is that Verho does New Game Plus correctly. I won't get into the details because I was asked not to. But for a person who likes to play through a game and spend, 10 to 15 hours on their first playthrough and then wants to blow through it again and have like a remix version of it, Verho nails it. Like
That's good.
absolutely nails it. And I really enjoy when a game, I'm trying to think of another example of a game that does this, but I actually can't think of one off the top of my head. Maybe chat can. If I have a game where, like, if I had Dark Souls that puts in new weapons and not just new enemies, but also new enemy types, even stuff that I've never seen before, that is where I love New Game Plus to wind up. Is I need something new to chew on because I've already done this game as is. I don't need it to be harder and make the numbers big numbers get bigger, which there's room for that somewhere. But you also need to add other stuff to the game to make it more interesting than my first playthrough, not just harder. So while I love Dark Souls 3, my New Game Plus for Dark Souls 3, if you guys are PC Dark Souls 3 players, I want to recommend the Convergence. It's a mod. You can find it on Nexus Mods. The installation is easy as cake. It's literally just one installer file. You push a button, it finds your Dark Souls install, it converts it over to something called the Convergence. And let me tell you something. I talked about it, I think a couple of podcasts ago. It is exactly what I wanted out of that game.
Man.
It's a full-on remix, reimagining of all the areas. Some bosses are completely reworked. We talk about what's that big giant skeleton in Dark Souls 3? The joke of a boss.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it starts with a W or
Is it
something like that.
Wolnir?
Wolnir, that's it. Yeah, very good. So Wolnir's fight in the Convergence is an actual boss fight. He's a standing up upright 9.5 foot skeleton instead of just this big joke fight where you break some jewelry. And he's tough. He's real tough. And then on top of that, bosses that are complete pushovers like the Abyss Watchers. The Abyss Watchers in the Convergence is so hard. Oh my god. Like calm down, guys. Can you please just not? And then they bridge all of the areas together with some unique like shrines. You can walk up to this shrine and it's like teleport to the Irithyll dungeons. And this is from the that area where you break the bridge and you go all the way down and you fight those. It's like the fire area, the fire pit type area. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Oh.
But you have like that big giant demon that's walking around in the very front area, and then you've got that huge lake of fire. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That
yes,
area is, you can go about halfway through that area and you run into this shrine that will just literally teleport you over to the Irithyll dungeon. You could just do that section instead.
Dang.
And there are so many areas that get bridged by this mod. And the best part about the mod, actually, I saved the best for last, is that once you finish the first boss, which Udex Gundyr is not even in the game, it's a completely different boss. The first boss is actually a completely different game's boss. It's a Bloodborne boss, which I knew when I went into this fight. I was like, I've seen this somewhere. This isn't Dark Souls 3. It's a Bloodborne boss. And I was watching a YouTube video of somebody breaking down the story of Bloodborne, and I was like, oh my god, there it is. It's like a giant lizard slash dog. It's called the Watchdog of Firelink or something, and it's fairly tough. But once you finish him, around the entirety of the opening bonfire are little statues of each of the bosses in the game, and as you finish the bosses across a playthrough, they light up. And you can go
Dang.
back and reset the boss area in its own actual arena, not just fighting it in the opening arena. You go to the actual arena and you can refight that boss as many times as you want.
You just go
It's
again.
Yes, it's
Wow.
awesome. And they introduce all of the covenants having a way to earn specific currencies, I guess you would call them, but they're drops specific to the covenant, and you can just switch them on the fly. For example, the alchemist covenant, you can play as a plague doctor with like a bird mask and everything.
Wow.
And his play style is crafting throwables. So it's a really unique way to play that game. And let me tell you, it's fucking hard. But having the Alchemist Covenant equipped gives you drops that will let you perform alchemist stuff at a bonfire, right? So if you're in that covenant playing that style, you're getting things that encourage you and help you to play into that style. You know what I mean? So it was really well thought out, all of these add-ons, and that's just one of the things. There's a pyromancer, of course, but then there's something called a geomancer, which is basically an earthbender. You could just summon boulders and throw them at people's faces. It's
Go
fucking awesome.
Boulder.
Yes. And then there's just so many different routes to go with the convergence. It makes it infinitely playable again. And I'm really, really thankful that I broke out of my I don't do mods kind of mindset, because there is a right way and a wrong way to do mods. The wrong way is, you know, look at this skimpy armor we did for Skyrim. Like, who gives a shit, dude? Come on.
Yeah.
The right way to do a mod is to rethink what that game can be and make it a wholly unique experience while still remaining within that framework. Dark Souls 3, the Convergence, does that. So all that is to say, New Game Plus needs to do something that elevates the game and gives me something more to chew on. And if you're not going to do that, by God, the mod community is definitely going to do that.
They sure will.
Yeah. Speaking of, and I'm almost done. I realize I've been yammering for quite some time.
Oh, you're good, dude.
We are on the stream. We have been off stream for a little while. I haven't been very consistent with it. We've been really busy, and then I got into the that Verho like test build, so I couldn't stream it, and I really wanted to play it, so I just forewent a couple of days. My Cyberpunk is almost up on the docket. I want to give you some solace in that. I'll probably be doing that come early next year, like in early January. One thing that I needed was some breathing room, and a cozy game really was really something that I wanted to chew on. But I've already played Stardew Valley like 5 times, so I installed Stardew Valley Expanded, and let me tell you, it's the same thing that I was talking about when it comes to the convergence. It's the game, but more. And it all fits within the framework of Stardew Valley. There are 27 new characters. There's like 250 new events. There's new crops. There's new weapons.
Oh,
There's new everything. And it all feels like Stardew Valley. Nothing is out of place, like, well, that's a bit outlandish for this game. No, it is a cohesive expansion on what Stardew Valley is. So, man, the modding community is something else, dude.
man, they sure are. Like, and it's because they're gamers.
Yeah, yes,
They're
they
gamers.
love it.
Yeah.
It means something to them, so
Mhm.
they take it seriously and like, okay, what is Stardew Valley at its core? What does this game mean to me? What does it feel like? How do the characters look? How do they talk? How do we stay within the bounds of this universe? And by God, they nailed it. The Stardew Valley Expanded, shout outs to that. Like, if you like Stardew, you have to go play this thing. Unfortunately, it's only available on PC. So if you've got a Switch or a PlayStation version, you're a little bit out of you won't be able to do that. But if you're a PC player, don't wait. Go play it. It's so good. And the developer the 1.6 version that dropped most recently for Stardew, he specifically had modders in mind. He made the game easier to mod to accommodate for those types of things. So I consider that a de facto endorsement by Eric Barone, the games developer.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
New Game Plus, there's a way to do it, and if you don't do it, somebody else will. John, what are your favorite mods for Cyberpunk?
Mm.
I know there's some good stuff out there. We probably have talked about it before, but I want to hear.
Man, so there's this flying car mod.
Amazing.
And like so in Cyberpunk there are flying vehicles. They're called AVs. And they're almost like imagine like they're very luxurious, kind of like really only the elite are ever gonna ride in an AV. But it's like a big old Cadillac Escalade, but in the sky, and it just
Yo,
flies, and like it's very luxurious on the inside, but like just a tank on the outside. So there's a mod where you can do that to just your car, and you
sick.
can like literally like the wheels will like turn in and like thrust like engage, and it's like you're literally flying, and like the wheels will like move back, turn like independently, like depending on what you're doing with like your controller or mouse.
They took some care with that mod then.
Yeah, that's a really fun mod. It's probably like that's really fun what you can do.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
the there are like those console mods. There's a big console mod where you just get a console and you can but they're nice enough to give you a full command list of all the commands you could ever want.
Oh, that's
Um,
nice.
so that's pretty cool. Um, but as far as that, the only mods that um there's this one mod where like it's kind of fun because like you can kind of create scenes in Cyberpunk. I can't remember for the life of me what the mod is called, but you can literally like spawn in a bunch of different characters and have them do different kinds of emotes. Like
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, and like you can kind of set up like whole little like elaborate rooms and scenes, and you can spawn in objects and this kind of stuff. So it's kind of like Cyberpunk on creative mode kind of
That's
thing.
cool. I love that.
That's
That
a really fun one.
that seems like something that you could theoretically lean into like movie creation or machinima type
No,
stuff.
literally, yeah, like actually, like you could make like a whole show in Cyberpunk with that if you wanted to.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but yeah, other than that, those are the only mods that I've really checked out. There are like some other ones that I just haven't really like had the draw to really check them out.
Yeah.
Um,
It's already
one,
such a dense game, you know.
yeah, there's I do have a lot of different aesthetic mods installed, like
Okay.
for clothing and stuff like that, certain kind of stuff. You can get like custom clothing from some of the characters in the Edge Runner anime. Um, that's really cool. Because some of the characters in the anime have really cool character designs. So like people have like modded in their clothes that you can go and buy. Um, that kind of thing. I have to give respect to this mod creator because he did work for this. So there's a concept in Cyberpunk called a brain dance. And a brain dance is essentially this you watch a brain dance by putting on a brain dance wreath that you put on your head, and it kind of it connects your mind and everything to the video. So it's like you're watching a video, but it's like you're in it. So like if the person from whose ever POV the video was from, right? Like let's say for example, there's different kinds of brain dances you can watch. In the first example you get in the game, you're watching a brain dance of this guy that's robbing a store at gunpoint, and
Oh,
you feel the same adrenaline he feels. You feel the same fear that he feels. You feel everything as if you were the one robbing the store, but you're not.
shout
You're
outs to
just
Neuralink.
literally that's what it is. It kind of like links like to your neural stuff, so it's like you're the person doing the things in the video.
Wow, that's
So,
crazy.
but there's a person that made this mod called Lizzie's Brain Dance. Brain Dances, and they essentially created, Nathan, an entire repository of custom brain dances with different characters in the game that you can just watch with this mod. You go to Lizzie's Club, that's an actual place in the game. You bring your BD wreath, and now you can just watch all of these different BDs that they have in this database.
That's wild.
Yes. Now I
I
will
love
admit
that.
some of it is pornographic, but like there's
Of
some that's
course.
not. But like still the fact that they did that, you know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. That is something that I do like about this type of game is that they take the care to not only respect the source material, but it's an adult ass game for adults, right? Like
Yeah, it is. It
full
sure
stop.
is.
They
Yes.
don't shy away from content that is, you know, I've played maybe 4 hours of it, and there's some stuff in there that you wouldn't want kids to see, right? And
No.
I like
No, no,
that
no, no.
they're putting their effort into something and not shying away and trying to make it uh what's the term, not diluting it down for everyone, you know. It's a specific set of things in this universe that's going on, and with all of the heavy weight that comes along with it. So shout outs to CD Projekt Red for making adult ass video games for adults.
You know what? I'm glad that you said. I have a question for you, Nathan.
Sure.
So there's a game that came out.
Oh, wait, real quick. 1 second before you ask that. David Nunez says, John, can you feed my cat?
Yeah, that's my brother. I
Yeah.
can see this cat. I can see that. He probably
Okay.
texted me. Let me
And
see.
then Ray Noisy Kyle 3195 says, we live in a cyberpunk world. We're almost there.
We
We're
we,
almost
we
there,
really
Ray.
are. We really
We're
are.
we're like 2 stops away from chroming ourselves out. Did I use that word right, John?
You did.
I did. I got
You
it. I got it by
did.
osmosis.
You did.
Okay, so anyway, you had a question for me.
Yes. So I'm glad you brought that up. So about it's an adult game and they don't shy away from it.
Yeah.
So there was a game that came out called Horses. And
I was just listening to a podcast about this game. I'm so glad you brought it up because it is
dude,
a weird ass thing.
but they
Go
banned
ahead.
it.
Yes.
They banned
Uh
it on all like major like game fronts. Like you almost
yeah.
like can't get this game.
Let me set
So
the
like
audience up real quick. So
yeah,
Horses
go ahead.
is a for lack of a better word, it's a point and click game. It's not really a game, but it's more of a story driven thing. It is set against a backdrop of an Italian silent film. So like you have your characters that are like blah 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 blah, and then a screen comes up and it shows what they said, just like in a silent film. And in fact, you even hear a projector sound throughout the whole game. The storyline is that you are coming to a farm and you are tasked by the farmer to care for the horses. The twist is that the horses are real people. They're naked people with horse masks attached to them in some way. And the game is trying to address very heavy handedly, it's trying to address deviancy, what it means to be normal, quote unquote, what the craziness that some people just accept. It's so like it's a really like bizarre thing, right? And from what I understand, there the naked parts are blurred out, so you're really getting like a tame version, so to speak. But some of the things that go on in that are like the farmer says, under no circumstances can these horses have intercourse. And then sure enough, that's the first thing that happens, and you have to like beat them into not doing that or whatever. So like it's really unsettling. Okay, it is extremely unsettling on paper, but I understand that the execution of it is not. I don't have the stomach to even broach
Yeah,
this game
yeah.
at all.
I can't.
But um, but yes, John, it was banned on Steam and the Epic Game Store.
Correct. Yeah.
What is your question?
So I was curious like what you think of that. Like should a game like that be banned, cuz there are I know Steam does have a maturity, like where you have to enter in your date. It's not really enforced, right? Like you can just lie,
Right.
but
Sure.
like something like that. I don't know. I'm just curious. You think a game like that should be banned, or you think that the game deserves, right, to have its story be accessible?
I'm a hard no. Like the hardest no that you can imagine. No. You should not ban that game simply because you find the content objectionable. Because objectionable means different things to different people. I have my belief system. I have the lines that I've drawn morally. And I'm not saying morality is it's not absolute. Everybody knows it's wrong to murder people. The word of God is written on every man's heart, okay? We know what it means to slay a human being. But in the context of a fictional story with fictional characters and fictional dialogue and a fictional scenario that is ultimately trying to convey something, whether or not it's successful is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Ultimately, nobody is harmed in the making of this game in any way. I mean, a long, long time ago, there was a guy who's a photographer, and he put a crucifix in a jar of urine and took a photo of it. And the title of that photo is called Piss Christ. Okay. It's like the most offensive thing you can do. Should that photo exist? I say yes. That guy wanted to make a thing, and so he made a thing. Does it offend people? Sure. Is that the goal of the piece? Maybe. But ultimately, it's an object inside a liquid, and another object was used to make a piece of art that sits on a piece of paper. And so the offense that somebody might take from this thing is purely manufactured in their head. You can either take offense or not, or take it at its face value. I say this to highlight the fact that art is meant to push boundaries. It's meant to elicit emotion. And if that piece of art, this horse's game, elicits disgust in you, good. It probably should.
Probably, yeah.
Your moral compass is working, homie. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? People obviously shouldn't be put inside a stable naked with horse masks and treated like horses and ridden like horses. No shit. We all know this. But
We
the game
agree.
exists and is making a point of it. That said, there's way worse shit on Steam. Way worse shit.
Yeah,
What?
there's some pretty bad
This is
stuff.
this is the hill that they chose to die on when Panty Clicker 3 or whatever you want to, whatever game. I'm sure that's a game. I'm certain that that's a game, right? That has to be a
Sure.
game. That exists on Steam. So you're going to ban this objectionable, whatever that means, content, but not this other set of objectionable content. I don't know, man. It seems flimsy. It seems like the moral police are coming around to tell you you can't do what you want to with your art medium, and I think that's bullshit.
And another aspect of it is that, like, you know, playing a game is completely optional.
Yes.
So it's like if
You could
I
just
just
not do it.
I you could just not play it, you know what I mean? So it's like if that, and what's funny though, like the fact that they banned it, it's probably more popular now than it would have been had it just came out on Steam. Add it to the
100%.
add it to the pile of thousands of games that come out on Steam every year.
Absolutely. So there was actually most recently, man. Oh, Exhumed. Okay. So there's this developer. I forget her name off the top of my head. I will try to look it up real quick while I'm talking about this. So Exhumed game developer. Vile. No, that's the name. Vile Exhumed. The developer is Dread XP. I think this is a solo dev. Kara Cadaver is what she goes by. She's on Twitter. So Kara Cadaver was making this game, and Vile Exhumed addresses the topic of sexual assault in a very candid, direct way. I really want to play it because I'm super curious as to how it handles that extremely sensitive topic, right? She was not allowed to post this game on marketplaces in general, and the gaming community in all of its hive mind got together and said, nope, that's not a thing. We're not gonna tell somebody that their art can't be shown when all of this other stuff that is way worse is allowed to be on this platform. So much so that GOG actually they did a little like a promo, and they were like, we want content that is objectionable to be accessible for people who want to access it, because that's their right to do so. And like, you could put in this code and it will load up a bunch of free games to your GOG. My GOG account right now looks like a pervert. Okay. It has content on there that I would never actually play, but that's also, just like you said, it's my choice to play it or not to play it. And to tell somebody that they can't tell their story, like, I would love to speak to Kara Cadaver. I want to know what the story behind Vile Exhumed is and how it got made, because I know she has something to say. She has something to say about that subject. And whether or not that game is as intense or not as intense as a person may or may not experience, that is up to them to experience it if they so choose. And to tell her that she can't tell that story, which for all we know might be a really, really personal story that she wants to get out there and echo something that she felt and heard, or somebody that she knew felt and heard, or that others have also known, felt and heard, and to tell them through this story, yo, I see you. For a company to then say, no, you can't put this out because we don't think that you should because of XYZ, I think is wrong.
Yes.
On a moral level, it is wrong to tell somebody that your thing is too intense. Well, that maybe that person's experience was so intense. Okay. Maybe that's the point of the art, is to be that intense. You know, take a look at the horror scene. You know, we have slasher films like Terrifier, literally popcorn movies to see how creative they can get with killing people. Okay, we're okay with this, but we're not okay with a short 2-hour game that addresses a topic that needs to be talked about or addressed, or at least from this person's perspective, they want to address it.
Yes.
No,
and it's like,
it's not your place to tell them they can't.
There is worse slop on Steam than this. Literally, it's funny that you said that, because I'm just on my Steam homepage, right, on the store.
I was literally pulling mine up just now as well.
Dude,
I'm about to.
I was just scrolling through, like, that featured, where it shows the front page or whatever. I'm looking, so I'm seeing Arc Raiders. Are we there yet? Assassin's Creed Shadow, Resident Evil 4, Fragpunk, whatever. And I'm seeing a game here that it's just porn. It's just, there's no story, there's nothing. It's just slop.
Yeah, it's just slop to tantalize people. Like, what the number? Okay, right out of the gate, I don't even have to scroll. The first thing I see at literally the top of the list says Anthro Heat.
Yes,
and I could tell you it's a furry game.
I guess that's the game I was talking about. It's just furry porn.
That's all it is. And literally, the screenshots are hidden right now. All they say is this screenshot may contain mature content.
Mine were
right here.
not hidden.
Oh no!
I didn't want to.
I have a wherewithal enough to set my Steam to, like, okay, let's just blur things out in case, we don't want to see furry stuff. But it's just right there. It's right there. Like,
and that's,
you're gonna tell this person that you're gonna allow. Hey, John, let me point something out. This is a VR game too. It isn't just like sexual content to titillate. It is a VR game. They want you immersed in it. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
If you're going to allow this, you have to allow horses as well.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, I hope there's enough blowback that Horses gets relisted, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to play that game. I don't care to play that game because, like you said, It's completely optional. You can
Yeah,
just
I
not
I
play
don't
it.
want to play it. Sorry.
Yeah, but somebody might. And
Man,
I
who am
would
I to
wager
tell?
now that the controversy is there, a lot of
Yeah,
people will want to.
everybody's gonna want to play it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Hmm.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah, it's the what do they call that? The Streisand effect. You say,
Yes,
don't think of Barbara
yes.
Streisand. The first thing you think of is fucking Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand.
Yeah. Hmm. I uh I think artists should be able to make the art they want to make, whether it's dog shit or the Mona Lisa, which actually is not a great example. I think the Mona Lisa is mediocre. But that's okay. It's my prerogative to think that the Mona Lisa is mediocre. And
Yeah,
if the Mona Lisa was naked, that art should exist as well. And if Anthro Heat can get listed, horses and Vile Exhumed should also be able to be listed.
correct.
That's it. Full stop. No questions. Hmm. I'm so glad you brought that up because I heard about that today on a different podcast. Shout outs to Jeff Gerstmann. Uh, and I was kind of shocked that it got delisted
Me
because
too.
of the content. I thought we'd already had, like, haven't we already done this? How many times do we have to do this song and dance? How many times does Congress have to get up there and say, the children, think of the children, the Mortal Kombats, there's a blood on the screen. Think of the children. Like,
Yeah, like
yo,
relax.
dog, games have evolved.
And
Games are
it's
many
also
things to
okay.
many people now. Okay.
There's another layer, and maybe I'm reading into it too much. This might just be the contrarian in me, but
Okay.
it's also. Do you think right that I can't manage my own like consumption of media? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you think you like what makes you think you know better of what John can handle
Yeah.
or what John can watch? Like, who are you to decide?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
you know, like that's where I'm just like, all right, you know, you're not that guy. All right, you don't get to come up here, corporation, and tell me what I can and can't do because your board member said so.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like, who are you? Who do you think you are?
Oh,
That's
you think
that's
you
what it
think
comes.
you can raise my kids better than me? Huh? You think
Yeah.
I can't keep away my kids from what I don't want them to see? There's like that. I don't know. Like there's like that underlying of like, oh, like you can't do it. You know what I mean? Like give me the option. I'm a human being, right? I should get to decide. This is just literally pixels on a screen if we're grasping at straws here.
Yeah.
It's just pixels on a screen that I can choose or choose not to watch.
By the way, we have 12 viewers in here right now. That's literally the highest count I think I've seen. Shout outs to everybody in chat. If you're lurking, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, the audacity
Bro,
of
like
a
who do you
suit
think
to
you
tell.
are?
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, and
So
ooh,
what it boils down to is that like, I'm kind of with you. I am the contrarian, the rebel at heart as well. If you tell me that I can't do something because you find the content objectionable, you know what my first instinct is? Well, fuck you. I'm gonna play that game. Like I kind of want to play
yeah.
horses
Well,
now.
now that you mention it,
Yeah. Oh, since you brought it up,
yeah, now I want to.
at the end of the day, I am an adult with a capable mind, just like you said. I'm echoing your sentiment here. You don't get to tell me what I can and can't do. That is on me.
Yes, especially not in something like this, a game. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like a
Like,
game.
bro, please.
And hey, if you are gonna tell me what to do, hey, slide me some bread. I'm paying for it. You know what I mean? I'm keeping you afloat,
Yeah. 100%.
and they're never gonna do that. So hey,
Mm. I just think it's a tiring thing to see all the time. Like, when are they going to get it?
I
When
don't
are
know,
they
man.
when are they, the royal they, whoever that is, when are they going to get it that, like, all right, guys, we've tried censoring this over and over and over and they keep winning. And I have a message for all of them out there. We will keep winning. We will keep winning till the day games don't exist anymore. Until the earth collapses,
Yes,
we will
dude.
keep winning.
It's like in Bug's Life when the locust is talking to the other locust, and
Mhm.
he's
It's a
like, "Oh,
grasshopper. It's a
a
grasshopper.
grasshopper, my bad." But he's like, here he like takes a nut or something, and here's like, here's one ant, not very scary. And then he unleashes like the lever, and a bunch of ants crush that one grasshopper, and he's like, but they're too stupid to realize that there's more of them than there are of us. And as
Yep.
long as we keep them from uniting, we're good.
And you know, that is the beauty of the internet right there.
Yes, there are more of us than there are of them.
Yeah.
And if
You
we
want to
all locked in, they can't do anything about it.
That's just how it's going to work. Take a look at the technology and how it's evolved. BitTorrent as a piece
That's
of
right.
technology. BitTorrent is literally decentralized file sharing in a way that is literally trying to skirt around those same idiots.
Yes.
We said no, we're
Screw
going to
'em.
share this stuff.
No, actually, as a matter of fact, no.
As a matter of
Hey,
fact, no.
absolutely not. What you want me to do? No.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you and I are on the same page because, you know, we come from a similar upbringing. You know, we both grew up in the church. I continue to this day. I have my faith. And it's so weird because I I am who I am and I believe what I believe, but also there's this rebellion in me that's like,
Yes.
"Oh, you're a king, you say? Well, let me tell you where you're not a king.
Hey, not
My
to me,
life.
you're not.
Not
Yeah,
to me, you're not.
you're not my king.
You're not my ruler. You can't tell
No,
me what to do." I think we've kind of beaten that dead horse to death. And you know what? We'll continue to beat it because it'll come up again. It's gonna come up again.
of course it
Some other
will.
bull crap that nobody really cares about. If they hadn't banned this,
We
horses would
wouldn't
have
be
flown.
talking about it.
We wouldn't be talking about it.
We
I never
wouldn't
would
be
know it
talking about it.
ever, ever.
No one would know. Literally, no one would know about the game.
Hey, but shout outs to the censors for
Hey,
giving them a boost, a signal boost, right?
yeah,
Because
and
somebody wants to play horses out there.
shout out
Great.
to GOG for keeping it up. It's #1 on their site right now.
Is it really? Oh my
Yes.
God, that's cool. I love GOG so much. Um, the fact that they have really kept their player base at the forefront of their mind
Yes.
is amazing to me. Every step of the way, they're like the embodiment of a company that's like, yeah, no, that fuck you sentiment you have, we get it. We're the same way. We're going to list Vile Exhumed. We're going to list this game that you find objectionable because screw you. You don't get to tell our players what they can and can't play.
What are you
That's
doing?
ridiculous.
You don't get to do that.
Yeah. It's also on itch as well. And I don't know where if you guys want to play horses, by all means, you should Google it.
Go to GOG.
It seems ridiculous, but at the end of the day, you're an adult. You can figure it out. And if you're not an adult, maybe don't play it. Ask your mom and dad, obviously. But yeah, that's just how it's going to be. The content that an artist makes should be allowed to be served up to the people who want to view said content.
Correct.
Full stop.
I agree with you.
Oh man, that was quite the soapbox we got on there, John.
No, we didn't. Hey, this is completely side note. We'll get back to soapbox. GOG has Shadow of the Tomb Raider on sale for $4. That's a good game.
Yo,
Anyway, yeah, no, dude, we started preaching this episode.
We got things to say, you know. Actually, we're pushing up against the almost 2-hour mark, so I think this will probably be a good stopping point. But before we go, I want to shout outs to all of the artists out there who are creating whatever they want to make, controversial or not. I love that the internet is what it is. I love that the tools for making games are what they are. I love the way it's evolving because these days you can just download Godot, you can download some assets, you can pull up YouTube and start learning and make the thing that you want to make.
You can just do that.
You can just do stuff. Take a look at my YouTube channel, the Umbrella Fight YouTube channel. Shout outs to Umbrella Fight. It's just stuff that I made. I don't I'm not making it for anybody in particular. I'm not making it to make money. If it takes off, cool, but I'm putting it out there because I like to do that. When you
Yes.
see me stream on YouTube and Twitch, I'm playing the games that I want to play. And
Fun.
actually, the last time I was playing Stardew was on a Saturday. I had like 30 people in chat.
That's so awesome.
Just me farting around on Stardew, and that makes me feel good because there were 30 people out there that stopped by and was like, "Oh yeah, oh
Watch
I
this
could
guy
I could
play.
chill, I could
Yeah.
chill on this. This is cool," and I love that we're at a point now where you can just do stuff as popular or not popular as it is. Horses can exist.
Hey,
A stream
yes.
of John playing Cyberpunk can exist. You can just make stuff. So I want to encourage everybody out there who is on the edge, just like, oh, should I make this thing? Yes,
it.
you should.
Do it.
You
Yes,
should
please.
make the thing.
Please, actually.
Because the collective human output needs everything that we can output, whether it's great or not.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, once you've made the thing, if it turns out not great, you know what happened? You grew. You learned something. You became something better than you were because you learned about a thing and you made some mistakes that will inform your decisions to make an even better thing. The more you put out, the better your art will get. So keep drawing, keep recording, keep streaming, keep building games, create, make as
Yes.
much stuff as you can because I want to see it. I'm here
Yes.
for it.
The world is better for it.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. Oh man. I think that's going to do us on this episode of the podcast.
A good app, Nathan.
Shout out to Devin for not being here. I feel bad that he wasn't a part of this. I really want to we're going to get his feedback on the next show.
I'm going to recreate
sure.
his like icon that he was like.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Kylie, David, Ray, Anthony. I know Regal is probably listening to this. Keegan, you're probably listening to this on the VOD. Thank you so much for listening to us. Y'all are amazing. We do this for you guys. We're so glad to talk about video games, and we're going to keep doing it week in and week out because you can just do stuff. You should make that thing. Call your mom, call your dad, call your brother, sister, call your friends because life is too damn short. Hearts up. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining us on the Umbrella Fight. Peace.
Signing off.
Umbrella Fight.